When people play board games, they are emotionally invested, not just in the outcome, but the experience as well. What would happen if we took those board game mechanics and we deployed them in other situations? It could be in workshops, as it is in my case, or it could be while running an event, while teaching a child, while making a bunch of adults work together. We'll have to wait and see. To help you out, I'm running the series where I'm ranking the best board game mechanics to drive emotion. So far, we've covered about half the mechanics, and in this video, we're going to be looking at the next 5. Let's take a look at the best board game mechanics to drive emotions from number 15 to 11. At number 15, we have bribery. Everybody knows what it is. You're giving something to get some sort of a favorable consideration from somebody else. This is a fundamental mechanic that strikes straight at the heart of the human condition. We are bribable creatures. We have ethics, we have values, but we also like to win games. When no holds are barred, anything might actually happen. And when we can present an environment where people can participate in things in a sandbox in a safe way, like for example, in the case with bribery, we end up exploring a peccadillo, a guilty pleasure, if you will. And that makes for some great emotion. Number 14 is Fog of War. I first encountered this when I was playing Command and Conquer and Age of Empires as a kid. But basically, the idea is that some information is hidden. It could be that some tokens are face down, or maybe that part of the board is not yet revealed, or we don't know what is behind door number 4. Whatever that is, players will not know what that information is until they reach the point where they can unlock it. Now, this is great. Why? Because that not knowing, that curiosity, well, it is a very, very, very powerful driver of emotion. People say, no, curiosity killed the cat. Well, there's a second half to that saying, which is, and satisfaction brought it back. At number 13, we have critical hit or critical failure. This is an artifact from tabletop role-playing games where you roll a maximum for a critical success, or you roll a minimum on a 20-sided die for a critical failure. The reason why I like this mechanic is because of the swinginess that it gives you. When you roll the maximum number on a die, you get ridiculous amounts of success, the critical success. And that gives a spike of happy emotion that makes things a lot more, yes, that sort of a thing. And when you hit a natural 1 or you have a critical failure because of something, it is devastating or catastrophic. You could plan an experience which is like driving on a highway. It could be scenic and it could be pleasant, but it is boring. Or you contrast that with giving somebody an experience that's more of a roller coaster. If you want to give them a roller coaster of emotions, please consider using critical success and critical failures. At number 12, we have interrupts. I first learned of interrupts when I used to play with the blue deck of Magic the Gathering about 35 to 30 years ago. And in interrupts, what you do is you can take actions while somebody else is taking their turn. You might think, oh, it's rude, but the information that you're getting from the other player about the task that they want to do and the actions that they're trying to take, well, you have the chance to affect that course of action. This requires people to pay attention. This requires people to be able to think on their feet and formulate a strategy to counteract whatever the others are doing. Now, that is a great way for people to get even more invested in the outcome, and therefore it drives a lot of emotion. At number 11, we have the tug of war. Like the children's game, you have points that are being shifted from one side to other. The reason why this works so beautifully for driving emotion is because when I win, you lose. It is a zero-sum game. And when that happens, our scarcity mindset kicks in, our lizard brain kicks in, and we are extremely averse to loss. In fact, losing 1 point gives us more pain than the happiness that we gain from gaining 1 point. So that kind of motivates people, albeit in a black hat way, to engage more and get that point back. If you want to use a lot more emotion, make sure that you use tug of war. Well, that concludes this video on number 15 to number 11 of best board game mechanics to drive emotion. In the next video, we will look at the numbers 10 to 6. I will see you there.